In this video, we will set up the machine hierarchy. So let's go ahead and close the dim product dimension from up here. And then I will go on my Solution Explorer under Dimensions and double click Dim Machine. With the machine dimension, we are trying to create two hierarchies. One we'll call plant hierarchy, where we'll start with plant number and then comes machine number. And then there is machine hierarchy, where machine type and then machine number. So let's go ahead and create these two. We'll start with the plant. So plant number first. We'll take it down to hierarchy. And then underneath, we want the machine number. So drag machine number to the new level. And let's go ahead and rename this as plant hierarchy. So once again, like we did before, I'm going to highlight this hierarchy. And down here in the properties pane, properties area, you would see basic and there is name. So let's put the name as plant hierarchy. You will see the name changes reflected up here as well. Let's go ahead and create the machine hierarchy. For this, we will drag machine type into the hierarchies area, and then we'll get the machine number and put that underneath machine type in the new level. Now we need to rename this hierarchy. So let's highlight the name of the hierarchy, go to the properties area. Under basic name, we will change the name here and add the word machine right before hierarchy. And you will notice that once we do that, the name changes here as well. So at this point, let's go ahead and save our work. So save all. Now we have created the hierarchies. Now just like before, if you went to the browser and you hit on this plus icon, you will see we have the machine type hierarchy here, and it shows the machine types, but it's not connected to anything. And if we go to the plant number, you will see just a bunch of codes. So like we did before, you may like to see the actually plant names or more information about some of these. So let's see how to do that. We'll go back to the dimension structure. Now, in here, we would like some of the fields to be added to our attributes. For example, from the dim machine table, we do have the machine type, but we don't have the material. So let's go ahead and get material, drag it on to the attributes. Then from dim plant table, we would like to have the plant name. We already have the plant number. So let's highlight plant name, then drag it to the attributes pane. We'll do the same thing with the country name. Okay, so highlight country name and then drag it over to the attributes pane. From the dim machine table, let's get the machine name, highlight and then drag it to attributes. We will do manufacturer and then get the manufacturer over to the attributes as well. Before we go any further, let's make sure that we change the relationship types to rigid. So I'm going to go to Attribute Relationship tab here, highlight one of the relationship lines, right-click, and change the relationship type to rigid. Do the same thing with the other line, right-click, and change the relationship type to rigid. Then once again, go ahead and save all. Now let's change some of the attributes or properties here. So first of all, I'm going to machine number, and in the property pane, I am going to go all the way down to key columns. Like before, right now it says machine number. So I'm going to go to the name column underneath the key columns. Using the 3 dots, I'm going to change it to machine name. So I'm switching machine number for machine name. Hit OK. Do that also in the value column right underneath. So again, hit the 3 dots, go select machine name and hit OK. Now we are going to do the same thing for machine type. So let's select machine type, go to the properties pane, going back to the key columns, name column. I'm going to select this and use material and hit OK. Same thing we will do for the value column. And this time again, instead of machine type, I'm selecting material and hit OK. We need to do back to the attributes pane, and I'm going to do the same thing for plant number. So highlight plant number, go to the properties pane, and then I'm going to name column. We will highlight the 3 dots. Instead of plant number, I'm choosing plant name. Hit OK. In the value column, again hit the 3 dots and select plant name. Hit OK. Now we have done all of this. Again, I will do a save all. Now the next thing we'll do is to change the property of hierarchy. So let's go ahead, do the same thing to machine number. And then in advanced, under properties, I will go to advanced properties, then go to attribute hierarchy visible. I'll change it from true to false. Then we do the machine type. Do the same thing under advanced, change the property attribute hierarchy visible. It is true, let's change it to false. Then go to plant number, true, let's make it false. Having done all of that, let's go ahead and save all. Once again, I will go ahead and close the dim machine. And we are in PTI Data Warehouse Complete Cube. I'm going to process my cube again. So once again, that recycle like button called process, I'm going to go hit it. And it says the server content may be out of date. Let's do this. So I'm going to hit yes on here. Now it is asking us that we need to deploy it. So let's go ahead and hit yes. And you need to enter the password. So enter the password you set previously. Here it says with a green check, deployment completed successfully, and then in the middle we have a dialog box. Let's expand it, and we need to go ahead and hit run on this one. It says process succeeded. Then we can go ahead and close this. We can even close this other dialog box. Let's see if we have warnings like before. So for this, I'm going to expand the error list down at the bottom. Now we have only one warning remaining. Earlier we had 3 different warnings talking about the product hierarchy. So 2 of them went away because we made product hierarchy for the product as well as machine hierarchy for the machines, and plant hierarchy also for the machine. So given that the hierarchies are defined, so no more warnings regarding that. The only warning we have now is database has no time dimension. Consider creating one. So in the next video, we'll talk about creating the time dimension.